Dear students, this is our third lecture in this series of polymers, and in this lecture we will discuss about molecular weight determination in case of polymers. Uh, the value of molecular mass in a solution of simple organic molecules like sugar or some specific proteins or homoglobins. If we determine, we will find that molecular mass is same for all the molecules present in the solution. This is because such polymeric substance as proteins or smaller molecules, they have all the molecules which are of almost same or a narrow range of molecular mass is there in the solution, and such solutions they are called as monodisperse solutions. So the molecular weight or molecular mass in case of these molecules is same. However, if we compare this case with synthetic polymers, we know that synthetic polymer is a mixture of many polymeric molecules, and the degree of polymerization for those polymeric molecules is different in the mixture itself, and that is why there is a random process of combination of monomers which leads to products with different molecular mass, and the difference in the molecular mass in the mixture is of a large range. Therefore, the polymeric molecules of different chain length or sizes, they are produced and they have different molecular masses. And such polymeric substance, they are called as polydisperse molecules. So this is the difference between simple organic molecules or specific proteins or homoglobin with respect to synthetic polymers. So they are monodisperse, whereas polymers they are polydisperse because of the presence of mixture of molecules of different chain length and size, and hence they have different molecular masses. And because of this polydispersity, the measurement taken for any sample of a polymeric substance, we have to count for the average value of the property of the molecules of different sizes. So if we may use any method to determine the molecular mass of the polymer, this will always give us an average value of the molecular mass. Now, the molecular weight determination of a polymer is generally done by osmotic pressure measurements, and this value differs widely from that obtained by viscosity method. So, generally these two methods, osmotic pressure method and viscosity methods, they are used for determination of molecular mass of a polymer. But the value of these two, they differ from each other in a greater extent. In general, we will determine the average molecular weight of a polymer by these two methods. One is number average molecular weight and other is weight average molecular weight. First is number average molecular weight. This is defined as the total weight of the polymer, total weight or mass of the material of a polymer sample divided by number of moles of various polymer molecules or species present in that molecule. Now, for example, by definition, if we are to see the mathematical version of this definition, that number average molecular weight of any polymer will be equal to weight of the polymer divided by number of moles of each molecule present in the molecule. Now, as we know that polymer is a mixture of molecules with different molecular masses. Say we are having n1 moles of the polymer molecules which are having molecular weight m1, and there are n2 moles of polymer which have molecular weight m2. That means if we make a total that say Ni moles of polymer molecules with molecular weight Mi, they are there. So mathematically this will be equal to weight of the polymer. We can calculate by the number of moles into the molecular mass of that species. So N1 into M1 will be the total molecular mass of the molecules with molecular weight m1 plus n2 into m2. That will be the total molecular mass of the polymer molecules with molecular weight m2. So n1 m1 plus n2 m2, then we will make addition of all the molecular weights which are present in the mixture of that polymer. So that means summation of NiMi divided by the total number of moles of various polymers which are present in the sample. So summation of that, this will give us the number average molecular weight of the substance. So here N may represent number of moles, or it may represent even number of molecules also. This will give us the same result which we get from the number average molecular weight of that sample. Then Mn, that is number average molecular weight, is simply the molecular weight of all molecules present in the polymer. Now if we are to convert this, we know that if we are to convert this into mole fraction, and mole fraction we know mole fraction of any molecule is equal to x x1, and this divided by n1 is equal to x1 m1. So this will be summation of mole fraction of all the molecules present with molecular weight m1 m2 m3 and so on mi. So number average molecular weight can be determined either in terms of number of molecules, number of moles of the each type of polymer present in the mixture, or in terms of mole fraction of that polymer present in the mixture. Then second is weight average molecular weight. Weight average molecular weight is defined as the total contribution of various weight fractions of molecules towards the total molecular mass of the polymeric sample. Now say we are having W1 is the weight of the fraction of polymers present with molecular weight M1. W2 is the weight of the fraction of the polymers present with molecular weight M2, and like that Wi is the fraction is the weight of the fraction of molecular mass present as Mi. So the weight average molecular weight can be determined as mass of the molecule I divided by total mass of the polymer. So on the basis of summation of all these weight of the molecules with molecule I with molecular weight Mi, summation of all these will give us the weight average molecular weight. So if we multiply this by number of molecules present with molecular mass Ni, this can be written as Ni divided by summation of Ni Mi, where Ni is the number of moles of the molecule I present in the polymer. Now if this is W1, if we substitute the value of W1, W2 or Wi in this equation, then this becomes this one. Substituting the value of W1, that mean is equal to N1 M1 divided by summation of N1 M1. So this is what we have substituted over here in this equation. So this by substituting the value of W1, W2, Wi in this equation, this changes into this type of equation. So that means weight average molecular weight is equal to summation of Ni Mi square divided by summation Ni Mi. So on the basis of this equation, we can calculate the weight average molecular weight of any polymer. Now, the differences between number average molecular weight and weight average molecular weight. So, in case of number average molecular weight, uh, molecular mass of each item is counted once only. Whereas here the molecular mass of each item is counted for proportion of its weight. So this will be counted once, whereas this will be counted in fraction of its weight. So proportion of its weight. Then Mn is sensitive to the presence of molecules with lower molecular mass, whereas Mw is sensitive to presence of molecules with higher molecular mass. So this will be dependent on molecules with higher molecular mass. This will be dependent on molecules with lower molecular mass. Then this number average molecular weight is measured by osmotic pressure method, whereas this is measured by ultracentrifugation method. So this is the major difference between the two, that the methodology involved for measurement is different. Here osmotic pressure method is used, here ultracentrifugation method is used. And for any sample of a polymer, the value of number average molecular weight is generally lower than that of weight average molecular weight. So this is the difference between the two. Then another method which is also used is viscosity average molecular weight. Although this is not as accurate as the first two methods which we have discussed, number average and weight average molecular weight determination. They are more accurate as compared to viscosity average molecular weight. So here by measuring the viscosity of the solution of the polymeric substances, the average molecular weight of the solute is determined, and this is the mathematical expression for determining the viscosity of different types of polymeric solution. Eta is equal to Km raised to power A, where K and this A, they are constants, and the value of these constants depend on solute, solvent and temperature at which this measurement is done. And M is the average molecular weight of the polymer, and eta is the intrinsic viscosity which is to be measured for a particular polymeric solution. And the fractional change in viscosity of a solution per unit concentration of a solute at infinite dilution can be measured by this equation. Now, when we say that concentration of solute at infinite dilution, that means the limit is that concentration approaches to zero. That is the value of infinite dilution. So this can be given by the value of eta, that is fractional change in viscosity, that can be measured from this equation when the solution concentration of the solution is infinitely dilute. This is given by eta minus eta 0 divided by eta 0, into 1 upon concentration, where eta 0 is the viscosity of the solvent and eta is the viscosity of the solution, and C is the concentration of the polymer, which is generally taken as weight percentage. So as I have told you that the more accurate and more reliable methods, they are weight average and number average methods, whereas viscosity method is when we are to make rough calculations about the molecular weight determination of a polymer. So first determination of a molecular mass of a polymer is made by viscosity average molecular weight. Then in a typical polymer, this is the distribution of molecular weights of different fractions. The number average molecular weight, they have higher molecular weight determination than viscosity average, than weight average. So on the basis of this curve, we can tell about the molecular weight determination in a typical polymer. So number of molecules goes on increasing as we move to a threshold value, and then the number of molecules with molecular weight goes on decreasing. And this is the book which has been used to prepare this lecture, Chemistry for Engineers by Harish Chopra and Anupama Parmar. Thank you very much.